Regulation, that happy place in our window of tolerance. It's something we've already discussed as being elusive for some of the folks we support. Being dysregulated can become a place where folks feel right. They don't feel dysregulated because that's their norm, being outside their window of tolerance most of the time. I talk to some clients about having their lids flipped just a little bit all the time. So this can make the development of strategies for use when someone's dysregulated a challenge. The key for any of the folks we support to make strategies work is practice. Practice needs a few things to make it successful. First, it needs to happen when we're regulated, our thinking brains are engaged. When we're practicing, we need to note things out loud, like, I'm feeling relaxed when I'm doing this activity, or I like this activity, it helps me to feel better. How does it feel when you do it? Second, it needs to happen frequently at first, until the strategies become more automatic. Now, this doesn't mean a few hours a day, but a few minutes of practicing or engaging with a strategy, perhaps a few times a day, is what's needed. Lastly, helping folks to add these strategies to their toolbox means practicing with them so that both of you become intimately acquainted and practiced in implementing different strategies. This means that when the person you support becomes dysregulated, you can both more easily go into co-regulation. Throwing a bunch of things at someone to learn it all at once isn't useful. Pick one or two, practice those for some time, and then implement them when needed. Later, you can add more strategies so that everyone has a good-sized toolbox that can be used in more than one place. Remember that something that might be doable at home might not work if you're at the mall. It's important to develop at least one thing that's portable and implemented outside your home. Practice this too when you're at the mall or you're out doing something in the community. It's possible that some of the things your person might want to try, they might not work even with practice. That's okay. Don't throw out the whole concept of strategies and resources. Find some new ones to try. For example, I suggested to a client that we could try something I thought would be great, and they quickly announced that they hated the thing I suggested, so clearly that was off the table. It's a good idea to create a regulation toolbox of some kind, a literal toolbox. It can be a box, a drawer, a toolbox. Decide with the person you support what they want. If they want to, have them decorate it, label it, whatever works for them. Inside that box are going to be some of the tools that they use, like a pack of cards, some bubbles, things like that, and then pictures of the other activities they use for regulation that you can't fit in the toolbox, like going for a walk, jumping up and down. A designated toolbox helps to emphasize the importance of these strategies and makes going to look for them easy when they're needed. Ideally, just heading for a toolbox might help to start the regulation process. Developing a toolbox doesn't need to cost a lot of money. A trip to the dollar store is usually sufficient to start. If things get lost, used up, or ruined when someone's practicing or dysregulated, don't worry about it. Monitor the toolbox to be sure that the consumables are all there and replace as needed. Talk with your housemate about the things that need replacing and include them in the process. Make sure that the toolbox is stored in the same place all the time and it's easily accessible. Don't put it in a place where your housemate has to ask for it or needs help getting it. That makes it pretty useless. Having to look around the house for it doesn't help either. So have an agreed upon place that it gets put in when it's not being used for practice or dysregulation. If it's helpful, create one of your own along with your housemate. Modeling this is also a good form of co-regulation. All right, off to the dollar store.